This evening, we are going to do a bit of a rundown on some predictions, small recap predictions, and we'll go a little bit deeper with the predictions as well. So we'll have I'll be running what I put in for the grand finals, but also we'll have a look at the stats spreadsheet, and maybe we can see if we can go a little bit deeper into the players. So we'll do that tonight. Instead of leaving it for the grand final sets, maybe we will recap some of tonight's conversation points in those in the respective grand final sets. So we'll see how that goes, and maybe play a ranked game, but at the same time, there is an awful map pool out at the moment. So there is a good chance I just don't play ranked 1v1s for 2 weeks. We'll see what happens. Our starting point tonight will be Division 3. So let's start looking back at what was played. We had Pleco and Metronomical. That's what kicked us off on the Sunday night. Both Division 3 sets were on Sunday night. And we saw 10 amazing matches. And in the end, Pleco and Metro, they went back and forth, and eventually Pleco pulled through 3-1, which was almost what I had predicted there. They had played, trying to go back and remember what they had played on now. It was so long ago. Actually, let's get that first little insight into the stat sheet here. We can quickly get the drafts up. Logan Josh Benji isn't in, but we'll be able to get the rest. Quickly open this. We will see what was played, and then I'll remember what the results were. Okay. I thought that was going to help jog my memory. It hasn't. Game 5 was Four Lakes, and that was extremely interesting. So Metro tried to go a bit more heavy on the eco right at the end. I think that was Malian's Japanese from memory. And the Japanese Cav Archers were just roaming around, and it meant that Pleco had a really forward position. That's how that set ended, as they were 2-all. Metro was a lot cleaner on Water Nomad before that. And I don't know if Pleco had done a lot of practice into Water Nomad or just had a poor start, but Metro was very, very clinical there and got the job done pretty convincingly, actually. Copenhagen, what did we have on Copenhagen? It was the Spanish play, Spanish Byzantines. And Pleco, oh my gosh, Pleco, I don't know if he realized how close he was to losing his king in the middle of a battle. The king ejected from the castle and went forward into the middle of the battlefield. And it was just chilling. And then a converted conquistador for Metro got some hits on it. And it was one hit from death. And it was sitting there, or one conk hit from death. And it was just chilling out, just next to some gold. And then about 2 minutes later, fight's still going on, and Pleco pulls back his king. And based on the way the set ended up, well, Pivotal did the job. We had, don't recall the Splash Random and Aqua Arena as much. I know they didn't Dravidian Mirror. So one of them played Dravidians on Splash Random. The other one held it, I think, for Aqua Arena. But yeah, very, very good game. Unfortunate for Metro. That was my pre-tournament prediction. Pleco gets through to the grand final. Top seed, I believe. No, came in at seed 5. So 5th seed coming into the tournament, but top seed from the Swiss stage. Finished on top. Highest Buchholz equal wins. So well done to Pleco getting through. After this was done, we went to try and catch up on Benji and Logan Josh. And I do apologise a little bit. We did rush through the cast a touch. We're trying to play a bit of catch up as well as I wanted to finish before the Formula One. So bit of that, and yeah, so maybe I went through it a little bit faster than I would have liked. But we did get through every game. Hopefully all the key moments we slowed down for as they occurred. They played some amazing sets. They went 2-5 as well, and Benji got it in 5. And as you can see, that's exactly what I predicted. So these two will go head to head in the grand final next week. So Pleco, Logan, Josh had some interesting games. So Logan Josh got wins on Copenhagen and Golden Swamp. And that was games 3 and 4, as Benji got the wins on Four Lakes was map 2, and map 1 escapes me at the moment. They finished with Splash Random game 5. And yeah, some long games when Benji was losing. Benji probably needs to find that resign button just a little bit earlier. That would be ideal. But well done nonetheless. He got the wins. Had some good strategies. He knows how to play off meta, but certainly put some meta strategies in every now and then. So I think it's just one to watch. Certainly can mix it up for sure. We'll see what this brings. These two actually played in week 1 of the tournament, and Pleco got the victory 2-0 back then. There is the history. These two played in semi-finals of Aussie Ascension about 10 months ago now, where Benji got the win. So we get to see Pleco got the revenge here, but now they're back for a grand final and the big one, which will be a best of 7. So lots of time to catch back up. They haven't finalized the set time just yet. Hopefully doesn't overlap with either of the other two that are in place, but we'll find out. If an extension is required, we will make sure it happens. Hopefully not too much, and then we want to get a game played. All right, we don't want grand final. Definitely don't want a grand final decided in the admin discussion forums. So we'll see how that goes. You think we'll be doing lunchtime Sunday? That sounds awesome to me. That is brilliant. So let's have a little bit of a look at what we've got here. So this comes from Robo and Nessie. They put together a whole bunch of this stuff. This is amazing work, by the way. We're going to have a little bit of a deep dive into what happened. Gross says Buggy. Who has this time? Well, Robo and Nessie had this time. But you get to see some cool stuff. If you like stats, this is amazing, which I'm sure a lot of people do, and I'm sure some people don't. But if we just look at Div 3, you get to see what's kind of been played, what hasn't been played. You look at the maps overall, and where the maps have gone. And if we do look at the players, so I think if we jump in and we throw Pleco's name into here, this should update automatically. It does. And we can see what was played. Okay. So what maps has Pleco been playing on here? We can see the two of them actually. We can start with when they played in week 1. So their bans were Nomad and Passage, and then home maps Aquarina Migration. Potentially this had to do with a little bit of figuring out what's good and what's not, and then maybe we can see how things progress. So after this, Pleco's banned Four Lakes, Copenhagen, but Four Lakes was banned against him. Four Lakes banned here against Kita. Four Lakes eventually got banned, but Pleco didn't pick it first. And then he's ended up picking Four Lakes here. So this is very different stuff that has occurred. So Pleco maybe not being a Four Lakes fan. Maybe it's just because of the opponents, but we'll see what happens there. Now, I don't want to touch anything there. I don't know what I'm allowed to write in. I think I'm allowed to write in here, right? If I go, well, mate, no, I'm not allowed to write. It's all locked. It's all locked. It's all on Robo. Robo and Nessie get the options there. So yeah, as far as maps that has been picked, so a bit of Nomads, Canberra, Nomads, Copenhagen, Canberra, Copenhagen. So it feels like we're going to see a little bit of Copenhagen action from Pleco's point of view. Might see some Canberra potentially, but also Canberra opens up the risk of some Benji shenanigans. And if we turn to what Benji has done, so similar stuff there, but then has gone into banning Aquarina every single round. Very interesting. So fair few bans. Didn't play a quarterfinal, so did get the walkover in the quarterfinal there. The hard part for the grand final is guaranteed best map. So each player will be guaranteed their best map, which means if Pleco does care about Aquarina, probably has to take it first based off these. Feels like Benji played against it the first 2 weeks and just went, not doing this anymore. So we'll see if that's on to Pleco. Pleco's currently saying, yep, that's what I want. But maybe Benji's foxing. Who knows? So he's picked a bit of Four Lakes. I think he did pick Four Lakes against Logan Josh as well. And the other one he picked, I think, may have actually been Copenhagen, potentially. But we've got 11 maps in this map pool. 7 are going to be drafted. So you only really lose the 4. You only lose the 4, so got to be careful with what you want to get rid of and work out what your favorites are and what they're not. And see if your opponent manages to pick something you like as well. So these two did play on Canberra early in the tournament. So one to watch. Fudge, hello. Grand finals are not tonight. So grand finals will be over the weekend. We will have Saturday lunchtime. We've got Division 2, Zach versus Ace. That's 1 p.m. on the east coast of Australia. Div 3, as said above, not 100% confirmed, but looks like it will be Sunday lunchtime between Pleco and Kilbenji. And then Division 1, Soxy, sorry, I got it the right way. No Zombie versus Soxy will be 5 p.m. on Sunday. So Div 3 will flow into Div 1. I'll probably end the stream and start it again, depending on when they start. Do a bit of a cut. I don't think my laptop would like a 10-hour stream. So because that could absolutely happen. Could be 2 7-game thrillers. So that's what we've got. Sorak, you like that this isn't gameplay, you love it for the community. Well, that's good. Welcome along to the channel. Thank you for the follow as well. Yeah, something a bit different. So this is a tournament that is coming to a close. That's Rapunzel and I are running for Oz and New Zealand community. And on water, as you can probably tell by the maps, lots of water maps. And yeah, it's been a bit of fun. So this was done by Robo and Nessie. So Robo's in in Div 1 finished third, and Nessie made the quarterfinals in Div 3. The two of them wanted to put some stuff together and maybe help them out, or at least get some data on things. And yeah, now that the two of them are out, they were happy to share what they showed, and I'm happy to show everyone and not have any secrets. So be good. Good to see what's there. Not going to share the actual document though. You're just going to see what you see. It's up to Robo and Nessie if they wish to actually share it with the individuals that want it. But yeah, very, very good stuff. So that is a little bit of a look at Division 3 there. Hopefully some good stuff. And if we look overall, I've got to remember which ones to look at here. So Division 3 is somewhere in here. You can see a whole bunch of numbers and colors, and can be a little bit confusing, but there was some good fun here regarding some civs that have just not been played in the tournament, like Britons, not being played. Bulgarians, not being played. Burgundians got picked once, but didn't get played. So very, very good stuff. The best one that happened across all divs, so the most, if I go civ draft stats, potentially, maybe this is a better look. Just for civilizations, we had the pick counts. So Gujaras were never drafted. Admin banned 24 times and never drafted. Inca got banned by players twice and never got drafted. Burmese never got banned but did get picked a few times. Maya got picked once. And the one that was massive was that the one set that's not in here saw the Slavs get drafted and played. That was Logan Josh played it on Copenhagen. Played the Slavs. So the first time we saw the Slavs, and the way have not been seen in the tournament at all. So there's a few civs there that just have not come into play. I don't know if you're talking... Oh, and if you're talking about what Rapunzel answered regarding player counts, we had 8 in Division 1, 18 in Division 2, and 12 in Division 3. So, yes, the 38 checks out as well. And we did have a show match between Park Tim and JJ at the start, which was a bit of a Div 4-like show match, as those two players just a little bit below where the rest of the Div 3 guys were. So 38 plus those two. So pretty good turnout as well for what was our first tournament. Quite happy indeed. All right, let's jump over to the next division. We got division number 2. And this saw some good fun. We had Zack Attack and Chipmunk. That was the first one played, and you can see it was done before my semi-final stream, prediction stream came up. But I did say at the start of the set, I was backing Zack in 4, and he got the job done in 4. The other semi-final, it was just not a great day for Matthew. He just could not get going. Had some really unfortunate stuff on Water Nomad. Just could not find the town centre. Went searching everywhere. And then he found some buildings, but couldn't guarantee that it was the TC location, and never saw Vils, and it was just a disaster. And then Passage didn't quite work out either. The Passage is one of those maps that I have banged on about for 7 weeks now, yet it feels like it just feels like sneaks are inevitable. It's amazing. Sneaks just feel inevitable the whole time. I'm so strong on just please, if you're playing with a good water sieve, just avoid the sneaks. Sneaks happened and got Ace a win there, and it happened in the last one. Last game as well was Canberra, and yeah, Ace managed to get, I think it was Canberra. I have to double check now. Was it Canberra? Could have sworn it was Canberra. Now that's Div 3. Div 2, yes, it was Canberra. And yeah, there was a bit of a, I think it was a castle rush. One trying to go one way, one the other way. Yeah, Matthew tried to go forward with a castle. It wasn't super aggressive. And then Ace was able to drop one on Matthew's TC. It was Byzantines versus Persians. Matthew had Trebs trying to Treb down the Persian TC. Couldn't quite do it. Jeez, Tremors and Shivers comes in. 2 gifted subs. Very nice. Thank you very much for that. And hopefully those that receive them are looking around and hopefully here for the grand finals over the weekend. So thank you very much for that. Absolute legend. Good stuff indeed. Now, Zach and Ace. Who do people think is going to win this one? These two have not played each other in the tournament yet. They finished 3rd and 4th on the table. And, well, I mean, I think we're in for an absolute blast in this set. Ace has got wins over Char Char, Prawn, Braids, lost to Saws, lost to Blue. Meanwhile, for Zach, there's a win over Hexy, TDI, lost to Saws, lost to Braids, but this was a bit of an admin loss, and had to beat Prawn. Yes, had to beat Prawn in week 5 to make it into the top 8, and did. And then in the finals, Zach swept Braids, Ace swept Yeti. Then we saw these two. And it's a hard one to pick. So there's guaranteed that we're shipping to the US now with the way our prizes go. Our top two prizes. So for those that haven't seen, we've got our prizes for 1st and 2nd. So the big Cannon Galleon, who is going to win the massive Cannon Galleon in Division 2. And then the customizable demo raft. So I guess if you lose, you get to choose. You get to choose your color, your sails, sail type and sail color on your demo raft in Div 2. If you win, you get this red Cannon Galleon, standard Cannon Galleon, which is awesome stuff. So yeah, maybe some shipping across the Pacific will happen. Just depends on how big the box is. And yeah, so super exciting there for the two players. I'm trying to delay who I think is going to win this. For the life of me, I cannot split the two of them. I mean, Zach was so clinical, I felt, against Chipmunk. Chipmunk, who did so well against Saws, and then Zach was just able to just progress through the potential chaos, do the right stuff. But Ace is just super switched on this tournament, and the maps seem like they work for him. I think if anything's going to 7, I'm going to say it's this one. I reckon this is the most likely to go to 7. Actually, I realised I didn't even put a prediction in on Div 3, did I? Did I even put an answer? I didn't even put one in there. I'll get back to that one. I think it's going to be Ace 4-3 here. This is going to be super close. Super, super exciting on this one. Let me know what you think will be seen in Div 2, and that is going to be lunchtime Saturday for that grand final. Lunchtime Saturday, 1 p.m. So free your schedules up, and we'll see what that's like. For Div 3 here, I'm just going to quickly go. I think it's going to be Pleco 4-1. I'm going to back Pleco in to get the job done. Benji looks solid, but I just think Pleco is a very strong player, and we'll find a way through there. We'll jump back to the fun here with the stats. We'll have a bit of a player search here just to see what the two players are favouring. I am aware of Ace and his like for Pacific Islands. So that he had a great matchup against Braids on that map, and also picked it first against Yeti and picked it first against Matthew, although neither of those would have been seen just based off Passage, Water Nomad, Aquarina, and Water Nomad, Aquarina, Copenhagen. So hasn't seen those yet. So only the one matchup on there for now, but it feels like PI will be the first map pick for Ace. Some bans on Four Lakes and a bunch of bans on Nomad. Check that out. Check how quickly Nomad's getting banned, but it wasn't banned against Matthew. I feel like we'll see what happens there, whether Ace wants to ban Nomad at the first possible opportunity, or if it's something that Zach won't allow to be banned because he'll take it first. As for the other picks, looks like there's some enjoyment on Aquarina as well. That's actually been picked 4-5 times secondary, so second up. So the full water on Aquarina seems to be a bit of a fan of Aces as well. If we look at Zach Attack, we have got bans on Water Nomad. Didn't ban this one on Water Nomad because Soars did. And then a couple of Four Lakes bans, a Nomad ban, a Golden Swamp ban as well, and then Canberra secondary, and hasn't banned Canberra on the other ones, but yeah, quite interesting stuff indeed. So I reckon we will see some... Oh, look at this, actually. Lots of Water Nomad early as well. So my hunch is the two players are going to want to pick Pacific Islands and Water Nomad. And then secondary for Ace might be some Aquarina. So we'll see what comes up with that. I think our decision to play... to allow players to draft their number one Civ in the best of fives has largely worked. There hasn't been too many 3-0s, as I load a page that has 3 3-0s. But largely speaking, that's the only 3-0 in Div 3 as well. And then Div 1 has had less games, but hasn't had a 3-0. By letting people have their number one map, it has allowed for what people's strengths are to shine. And even if they don't win, you get situations where, say, Chipmunk got a map there, Nessie got a map off Logan Josh, and yeah, you can certainly see when players get their number one map, they shine through on it, and it produces a bit more longevity in the sets, which is quite nice, and yeah, just opens up the potential for some upsets and some closer sets, even if it maybe means the games themselves aren't super close. It means the sets are. All right, let's go to division number 1. So 5 p.m. on Sunday will be this set. The prelim final was won by Soxy in 5, which is the opposite of what I had predicted here. If you have a look, I am not going too great with Division 1 predictions. My week 3 was awful. My semi-finals, I got 1 correct, and my prelim, I got wrong. So there's a chance I'm about to moz whoever I put my prediction on here. So very interesting. Noz and Soxy, they have made it to a grand final against each other. They are our 2 most active players in Australia in terms of at the top level. So I think Robo and Talon certainly proved their value in this tournament, that they can mix and match with them. Talon actually beat Soxy in the best of 3, and Robo beat everyone in the Swiss stage. So Robo, Talon, and Timber to a degree as well. They all showed their worth, but in the finals, Noz and Soxy shone through. Soxy coming from 4th, obviously had the knockout match here, and Noz got the job in the major semi-final. So really looking forward to seeing how this goes. I'm sure they've played each other many, many times before. I don't even know if I wonder if they've played on the ladder. That would be an interesting search. I may briefly see if they've played each other on the ladder much. Surely they have run into each other, right? It would be a great disaster if they haven't. Go matches. They have played a number of times on the ladder. Okay, that is good. Let's open that up and full screen it. So when did these 2 last play on? I think if I hit update, that's going to ruin that. I feel it's going to reset things. If I jump to stats, does it show most common opponents? Random apps played Survivalist. Noz played Survivalist a bunch. Frequent opponents here. Surely there is some Soxy. It was under 20. So there we go. So they've played 16 times on the random map 1v1 ladder. It is Noz who is 9-7 up at the moment. So interesting there. Let's have a look at what the 2 players have done in the tournament so far. So some bans from Noz. We've got Passage, Canberra, Passage, 4 Lakes, and then Passage. Interesting. I have a feeling No Zombie may ban Passage. Early in the tournament, he was picking Pacific Islands. We know he likes his Water Nomad. Also had a bit of some migration picks. 4 Lakes, Golden Swamp. I think this was targeted. So 4 Lakes, Golden Swamp was definitely to try and get Robo off of water, where 4 Lakes and Golden Swamp certainly open up more land play. Against Soxy, I don't know if he'll go down this path. They did play Golden Swamp and... well, there it is. Splash Random. Oh, yeah, they had a very land-based Splash Random with a small crossing between their 2 islands. Awkward map, that one. Map generation that they got there. So it feels like Noz will be happy with some PI. He'll be happy with migration. Happy with Water Nomad. Happy with Splash Random. Not happy with the Passage, which is different given like Water Nomad, given Splash Random, given Pacific Islands. Like, definitely likes the water play. But there must be something about the passage that he's not a fan of. If we look at Soxy, we've got some bans on Pacific Islands, Water Nomad. Lots of Water Nomad being banned. So it feels like for Noz, he may have to take Water Nomad early if he wants to play it. But if he does, he may run the risk of one of his next favourite civs, like, say, Pacific Islands, potentially getting banned, because Soxy has definitely thrown some bans on Pacific Islands as well. So maybe between those two before Soxy bans the other one. I do believe it's just one. I have to double check my own drafts here. Best of 7 maps. Let's have a look. Double check. So it will be pick and then ban. So yeah, both players will get to pick their home map and then they'll ban after that before picking their next 4 maps, and then the last 2 bans leading into the admin choice. Lovely. Yeah, Buggy, I agree. I like the passage. I think it's a really, really good map, and more people should play it. I am a big, big fan of that map. All right. What does Soxy like? Aquarina, Four Lakes, Passage, Splash Random, Golden Swamp. I think it might be Four Lakes. There's been a couple of Four Lakes banned against him and picked against him. Aquarina has been picked 3 times. So might be some Aquarina play early from Soxy, maybe some Four Lakes. Hasn't had Splash. Oh, he picked Splash Random once. So that may be interesting. We may see some Splash Random in the grand final, which will be extremely exciting. As for a prediction here, I am going to go with No Zombie 4 and Soxy 2. I think this will be Noz's tournament, and he will get the victory. And just to show everyone here, reminder that Division 1, the winner will get the Elite Cannon Galleon. Again, Rapunzet's made these. They are getting ready to be boxed up as we speak. And the loser will get a demo raft as well. So we'll see how that plays out. Obviously, the loser will get to pick their sails and stuff, sails and colours. Should be a whole lot of fun.